Airports, the bustling hubs of travel, adventure, and secrets. Behind the scenes of your journey lies a world of clever strategies airlines and airports use to influence your decisions, often without you even realizing it. From the layout of terminals to the subtle psychology behind boarding announcements, every detail is designed to guide your behavior and, yes, sometimes trick you into spending more or feeling less frustrated. But what are these secrets, and how do they impact your travel experience? In this video, we are pulling back the curtain on the hidden tactics airlines and airports use to keep you moving, spending, and hopefully smiling. Whether you are a frequent flyer or an occasional traveler, you'll never look at an airport the same way again. Buckle up, because we are about to take off into the fascinating world of airport secrets. 1. Surveillance hotspots in airport seating areas. Airports are designed to keep passengers safe, but they also monitor them in ways many travelers might not expect. One such method involves the use of hidden cameras and microphones in specific seating areas, particularly those near security checkpoints. These concealed devices quietly collect data while passengers rest, charge their phones, or converse with companions. Though their primary purpose is often linked to ensuring security, their presence also raises questions about privacy. Seating areas near TSA kiosks are especially likely to house this type of surveillance. Cameras can track facial expressions, monitor behavior, and even capture conversations via microphones. While these tools are valuable for identifying potential threats, they inadvertently create an environment where passengers may unknowingly expose private information. Personal discussions, sensitive details, or even frustration expressed while waiting can end up being recorded, often unbeknownst to the individual. This form of surveillance highlights the growing intersection between privacy and security in public spaces. Passengers may not be explicitly warned about being monitored, further emphasizing the need for personal awareness. It's essential to remain cautious about what you say and share when seated near security areas, as even casual remarks can end up under scrutiny. Discussing sensitive topics like financial information, travel plans, or personal frustrations in these locations is best avoided. While these measures are intended to safeguard passengers, they underscore the importance of understanding how public spaces operate. Awareness is your best tool. By staying mindful of your surroundings and choosing safer locations for private conversations, you can reduce the chances of unwittingly compromising your privacy. The next time you're waiting near a security checkpoint, remember that those couches and charging stations might be doing more than offering comfort. They could be silently listening. Use this knowledge to travel smarter and stay more secure. 2. Cognitive friction with carpets. Navigating through airport security can be a stressful experience, but have you felt surprisingly calm while waiting in line? That is no accident. Airports strategically use soft carpets in security areas to subtly influence your mood and behavior. Far from being a matter of comfort, this design choice relies on a concept called cognitive friction. The transition from hard flooring in most of the terminal to the plush feel of carpet in security lines has a psychological impact. Walking on softer surfaces slows down your pace and encourages a more measured approach. This physical slowdown is just about movement. It also helps to mentally center passengers and reduce anxiety. Feeling calmer makes you less likely to become frustrated or agitated in what is typically a high-stress situation. The use of carpet is an example of behavioral design aimed at managing crowds more effectively. Security checkpoints are infamous for their long lines and occasional tension. The soothing element offered by soft carpet helps passengers tolerate the process better, reducing the chance of disruption. From the airport's perspective, calmer travelers are easier to manage, ensuring operations run more smoothly. Interestingly, the choice of carpet isn't about passenger comfort in the traditional sense. Unlikely anyone would describe standing in line as cozy. Instead, the subtle easing of movement and mood through changes in tactile sensation is an intentional tactic to implement order and predictability. The next time you are walking toward a security checkpoint, pay attention to the flooring beneath your feet. That soft carpet is there to make you feel pampered. As a clever tool to guide your behavior, understanding these hidden techniques gives you a new appreciation for just how thoughtfully airports are designed to influence your travel experience. 3. Unsanitary airport water fountains. Airport water fountains might seem like an easy solution to quench your thirst while waiting for your flight, but they are often far from sanitary. Many of these fountains are rarely cleaned or maintained, creating a breeding ground for bacteria, mold, and biofilm. These invisible health hazards thrive in the moist environment inside the pipes and on the spouts, making each sip potentially harmful. The buttons or sensors used to activate the water are another concern. Hundreds, if not thousands, of travelers touch these points daily, transferring germs from their hands. Travelers often come from all corners of the globe, introducing a variety of bacteria and viruses to these communal surfaces. The likelihood of contamination increases during peak travel times when the fountains see constant use. The health risks posed by these fountains should not be underestimated. Exposure to bacteria could lead to illnesses ranging from mild digestive discomfort to more severe infections, particularly if someone's immune system is already compromised. Additionally, the presence of biofilm, a sticky, slimy layer formed by bacteria, indicates that even the internal components of the fountains may harbor harmful pathogens. Given these risks, opting for bottled water, even if it's more expensive, can be a safer and smarter choice. While airport shops may mark up the price of bottled beverages, the peace of mind that comes with avoiding potential exposure to harmful contaminants is worth the extra cost. Alternatively, bringing your own reusable water bottle and filling it up at touchless hydration stations where available can also provide a cleaner option. Next time you're at an airport, keep in mind the unseen realities of those seemingly convenient water fountains. Small adjustments to your travel habits can help safeguard your health and ensure your trip starts off on the right foot. 4. Advance notice about passengers. When you step into an airport, much more is happening than just checking luggage or scanning boarding passes. Behind the scenes, airport staff are often briefed about certain passengers in advance. This could include anyone from VIPs and frequent flyers to individuals flagged for problematic behavior. These alerts allow airport employees, including flight attendants and gate agents, to provide tailored service or, in some cases, heightened scrutiny. VIPs and frequent flyers often receive special attention to ensure their experience aligns with their status or loyalty to the airline. Staff may already know their preferences or any special needs before they board. For example, a frequent flyer could receive a warm welcome by name showing the airline's recognition of their loyalty. Similarly, VIP passengers might benefit from expedited services such as priority boarding, business class upgrades, or more personal assistance. On the other hand, passengers with a history of unruly or disruptive behavior often face a different type of attention. Past incidents, such as losing your temper at a gate agent or causing delays, may become part of your record. Airport staff are trained to detect signs of agitation or potential issues during interactions. If you've been flagged, you might notice extra attention, like additional conversations or checks during boarding and security processes. Sometimes, this scrutiny is so subtle that you may not even realize you're being closely observed. These measures serve as part of broader protocols to ensure both safety and efficiency. While many of these processes are not intrusive, knowing that your prior behavior could influence future treatment highlights the importance of staying calm and courteous during travel. Understanding these behind-the-scenes dynamics can make travelers more aware of how their actions, both good and bad, resonate long after their flight has landed. 5. High-tech luggage scanning. Behind the scenes at airports, high-tech luggage scanning systems work tirelessly to ensure passenger safety. Checked luggage passes through advanced explosive detection systems, equipping airport security with cutting-edge tools to identify potential threats quickly and efficiently. These systems are engineered to balance safety with speed, ensuring flights remain on schedule while maintaining stringent security standards. One of the key technologies employed is imaging systems. These systems use sophisticated X-rays to analyze the contents of each bag in detail. With multi-dimensional imaging and color-coded displays, security personnel can easily differentiate between everyday items and potentially suspicious materials. The technology is reliable and designed to pick up even the smallest anomalies that could indicate a threat. Chemical sniffers are another critical component of these processes. These devices detect trace amounts of explosive particles, even if they are microscopic. Swabs from luggage or air samples from the vicinity of checked bags are processed through these machines to identify specific chemical signatures associated with explosives. Advanced sensors ensure this process is incredibly accurate, adding a vital layer of security. Shape analysis further complements the system. Algorithms within AI-powered scanners recognize the outlines and structures of items, flagging those that appear unusual or resemble components of weaponry or explosives. This technology allows security teams to act proactively, often resolving issues without opening the luggage, saving valuable time. What makes these systems remarkable is their efficiency. While they perform highly detailed inspections, the entire process takes only seconds per bag. This rapid functionality ensures thousands of pieces of luggage are thoroughly screened each hour, keeping airports running smoothly. The intersection of technology and meticulous design ensures that passengers can feel secure while traveling. High-tech luggage scanning not only safeguards lives but also exemplifies how innovation can seamlessly enhance both safety and operational efficiency. 6. Overbooking flights. Airlines have long relied on the controversial practice of overbooking flights to maximize revenue. This strategy involves selling more tickets than there are seats available on a plane based on data-driven predictions about passenger behavior. Airlines analyze trends, including historical no-show rates, to estimate how many booked passengers are unlikely to board a specific flight. By capitalizing on these predictions, carriers aim to optimize capacity and reduce the loss of revenue caused by empty seats. While this practice is both legal and common, it occasionally creates challenges. When the calculations are wrong and all booked passengers arrive, the airline suddenly faces an overcapacity problem. This leads to some travelers being involuntarily bumped and unable to board despite holding confirmed tickets, resulting in inconvenience and frustration for those affected. If overbooking becomes an issue, airlines often attempt to resolve it by offering compensation to volunteers willing to take a later flight. Compensation can include travel vouchers, meal coupons, or even cash. However, when not enough volunteers step forward, airlines may resort to involuntary removal of passengers. To decide who gets bumped, algorithms often prioritize passengers based on factors such as ticket type, fare class, or loyalty program status. This profit-driven practice allows airlines to keep ticket costs lower overall, while accounting for potential revenue loss from no-shows. From a business perspective, overbooking optimizes efficiency and helps airlines maintain profitability in a highly competitive industry. However, for passengers, it highlights the need for planning and awareness. To avoid being a victim of overbooking, passengers should consider checking in early and securing seat assignments. Understanding these behind-the-scenes tactics empowers travelers to better navigate potential disruptions while also gaining insight into the strategies airlines use to keep their bottom line healthy. 7. Handling deaths mid-flight. Handling the unfortunate event of a passenger death mid-flight is one of the most sensitive challenges airlines face. To manage such situations calmly and discreetly, crew members are trained extensively and equipped with strategies that prioritize the well-being of other passengers. Central to this process are coded phrases like Jim Wilson or Operation Sunrise, which enable cabin crew to communicate about the incident without alarming travelers. These secret code words are part of a broader protocol designed to maintain order and avoid triggering fear or panic. Cabin crew may first assess the passenger's condition, acting swiftly to provide medical attention if there is any possibility of revival. Defibrillators and emergency medical kits are standard equipment on most flights, and announcements may be made to identify whether a medically trained passenger is available to assist. If medical efforts are unsuccessful or the passenger is confirmed deceased, crew members focus on treating the situation with dignity while minimizing disruption. Depending on the flight's duration and aircraft configuration, the deceased may be moved to a quieter or less conspicuous part of the plane, such as an empty row or a designated area. In cases where such space is available, they may remain in their assigned seat, covered discreetly with a blanket to avoid drawing attention. Upon arrival, ground staff and local authorities are informed in advance so they can handle the necessary formalities with efficiency and care. Airlines maintain detailed procedures and contingency instructions for these rare situations. Though uncommon, in-flight deaths are managed with professionalism, combining discretion and sensitivity to reflect the airline. 8. Understanding airport ATM fees. Using airport ATMs can be an unexpectedly costly decision for travelers. These convenient machines often come with steep fees and unfavorable exchange rates, particularly for those using foreign credit or debit cards. Result: passengers could lose 10% or more on a single transaction, making the convenience far from budget-friendly. Airport ATMs typically charge a fixed withdrawal fee, which can range from $5 to $10 depending on the location and machine operator. When you pair this with poor currency conversion rates designed to stack margins for both ATM providers and financial institutions, the expense quickly adds up. Foreign travelers face the added drawback of cross-border transaction fees. These charges, coupled with dynamic currency conversion practices, often make withdrawing money at an airport far more expensive than at banks or authorized ATMs elsewhere. For travelers already dealing with logistical headaches, this financial sting can feel unnecessary. It is frustrating to lose a chunk of your travel budget on something as routine as accessing your own money, especially when the alternatives are simple to plan for. To avoid these predatory fees, withdrawing cash before arriving at the airport is a smart move. Visit your local bank or a trusted ATM in your city to secure cash ahead of time. This approach not only ensures you get a better rate but also eliminates the stress of finding a working ATM mid-journey. Alternatively, lean on credit cards for purchases while traveling, particularly those that waive foreign transaction fees. Many modern cards offer favorable exchange rates without added charges, making them a cost-effective solution. Additionally, contactless and mobile payment options, increasingly accepted worldwide, provide even greater ease. Preparation is key. A few simple steps can sidestep these hefty airport ATM fees, ensuring your travel funds work harder for you, not the machine. 9. Dirty airplane interiors. Airplane interiors may look clean at a glance, but the reality is often far less sanitary. Despite stringent schedules and millions of passengers traveling annually, most airplanes are rarely subjected to deep cleaning. Instead, they are typically given quick surface wipes between flights, prioritizing speed over thoroughness. This limited cleaning approach leaves many high-touch surfaces riddled with germs. making them considerably dirtier than you might expect, some even rivaling the filth of public restrooms. Tray tables, for instance, are notorious for harboring bacteria and viruses. Used for everything from eating to placing personal items, these surfaces often go uncleaned between flights. Even worse, passengers sometimes use them as makeshift changing tables for infants, further increasing contamination levels. Meanwhile, seat belts and armrests, both touched by countless travelers daily, are often overlooked during routine cleanings. With such high turnover between flights, germs, dirt, and grime can easily accumulate, making these seemingly harmless amenities hotspots for microbial activity. Studies have revealed alarming levels of bacteria, including E. coli and fecal matter, on surfaces within airplane cabins. Combined with the recycled air typical of flight environments, these conditions pose a heightened risk, especially for those with compromised immune systems or during flu season. To protect yourself from these unsanitary conditions, consider bringing your own sanitizing wipes. Before settling in, take a few moments to thoroughly clean your tray table, armrest, seatbelt buckle, and any other surfaces you are likely to touch. While it may feel inconvenient, this simple precaution can significantly reduce your exposure to harmful germs, allowing you to enjoy a safer and more comfortable flight. Armed with this knowledge, you can take proactive steps to safeguard your health, turning even the dirtiest airplane interiors into a cleaner and safer environment for your travels. 10. Access to airport lounges. Airport lounges provide a welcome escape from the bustling, often chaotic environment of terminal gates, offering travelers a sanctuary of comfort and convenience. What's more, access to these exclusive spaces is often easier than you might think. Many lounges offer day passes, allowing non-members to enjoy their amenities for a one-time fee. Prices for these passes typically range from $5 to $5, depending on the lounge and airport. Frequent travelers may already have complimentary access without realizing it. Certain premium credit cards, such as those in travel rewards programs, often include lounge access as one of their perks. Similarly, elite status with an airline's loyalty program can grant you entry to specific lounges within that carrier's network. Checking the benefits tied to your credit card or frequent flyer account through your airline app or membership portal can reveal these surprising advantages. The perks inside lounges go far beyond comfortable seating. Lounges typically provide free snacks, drinks, and, in many cases, full meals, catering to a variety of preferences and dietary needs. Complimentary Wi-Fi, charging stations, and quiet workspaces make them ideal for business travelers or anyone needing uninterrupted focus. Travelers can also enjoy a more peaceful environment to relax, read, or even nap, making the wait for a flight far more enjoyable. For those navigating long layovers or wanting to avoid the noise and overcrowding at the gates, airport lounges are a game changer. The access costs or effort to unlock these benefits are often well worth the experience they provide. Before your next flight, take a few moments to explore your options. It could transform your time at the airport into a surprisingly pleasant part of your travel journey. 11. Exorbitant airport markups. Airports are notorious for their sky-high prices, especially when it comes to food, drinks, and souvenirs. Once you were past the security checkpoint, prices seem to soar as much as the planes themselves. Limited options and the captive audience dynamic are significant contributors to these exorbitant markups. Passengers are effectively trapped within the airport with no choice but to buy what is available if they're hungry, thirsty, or in need of a last-minute gift. The pricing structure inside airports is significantly impacted by the operational costs vendors face. Retailers and food outlets often pay premium rents for spaces in terminals. These costs, along with heightened security and staffing expenses, are passed on to consumers. For instance, a bottle of water that might cost $1 outside the airport can easily cost $5 or more inside terminal shops. Similarly, a simple sandwich or snack can come with a price tag that defies reason, purely because travelers have little alternative. Souvenirs, too, are marked up substantially. Whether it's a snow globe, a magnet, or a stuffed animal carrying the city's name, these items cost far more than what they might outside the airport. You are not just paying for the item, you are paying for the convenience of grabbing it on the go. For budget-conscious travelers, preparation is key. Packing your own snacks, like granola bars, trail mix, or pre-filled reusable water bottles, which can be refilled post-security at hydration stations, can be a game-changer. Bringing small, portable meals or treats for long trips can further reduce the need to splurge at airport eateries. By planning ahead, passengers can keep their travel costs in check and avoid falling victim to the inflated prices that airports rely on to boost their bottom lines. It's one small way to make air travel less draining on your wallet. 12. Unclaimed luggage auction. Every year, thousands of unclaimed bags accumulate at airports across the globe, ultimately finding a new destiny through luggage auctions. These unique events provide an intriguing opportunity for bidders to acquire mystery items without ever knowing the full contents of the suitcase until after the purchase. The bags, often unopened, are sold as is, adding an element of adventure and surprise to the process. The path to an auction starts when luggage remains unclaimed despite multiple attempts to reunite it with its rightful owner. Airlines typically store these bags for approximately 90 days, during which they exhaust efforts to locate the passenger. Once the time frame expires, airline policies allow for the sale of unclaimed luggage. Auction houses, either affiliated with airports or specializing in surplus goods, take over from there. What makes these auctions so fascinating is their unpredictability. Buyers often find a mixed bag of treasures and oddities. Some lucky bidders have discovered designer clothes, luxury gadgets, fine jewelry, and other valuable items that far exceed their investment. On the flip side, these auctions have turned up some downright bizarre finds, such as taxidermy animals, unique artwork, or even peculiar knickknacks with little practical use. That element of uncertainty is what makes the experience thrilling. For bargain hunters, collectors, and adventurers at heart, unclaimed luggage auctions offer a chance to turn someone's lost misfortune into their own unexpected treasure. It's important, however, to view these opportunities with the understanding that you are taking a gamble. The contents might range from priceless to useless. Whether you're in it for the thrill of discovery or the prospect of a great deal, these auctions transform the concept of lost and found into an exciting marketplace of mystery. It's a reminder that one person's loss can truly be another's gain. 13. Padded flight times. Have you noticed how some flights seem to arrive early even when you felt delayed? That is not an airline miracle. It's a carefully orchestrated tactic called padded flight times. Airlines intentionally build extra time into their flight schedules to improve on-time performance statistics and manage passenger satisfaction. While this strategy might make you feel like the airline is delivering exceptional service, it is more about perception than a quicker trip. Here's how it works. A route that technically takes 90 minutes from takeoff to landing might be listed with a 2-hour schedule. This buffer accommodates potential delays, such as slightly late departures, taxiing, or holding patterns during approach. By adding this padding, airlines give themselves a higher likelihood of meeting or even beating their timetable, regardless of minor challenges along the way. From a passenger perspective, padded flight times work like a psychological trick, arriving on time or early, even after waiting on the runway for an extra 15 minutes, creates the impression of a seamless travel experience. This perceived punctuality can lead to customer satisfaction and loyalty, even if the actual duration of the trip did change. Travelers who expect delays are often pleasantly surprised when the flight wraps up as scheduled, boosting their overall travel impression. For airlines, this tactic also helps improve their ranking in on-time performance metrics, a key differentiator for many carriers. Better statistics can attract more travelers who prioritize timely flights and foster a positive brand image. While not inherently bad, this time padding strategy shines a light on how airlines manage expectations. It is a subtle but effective way to leave passengers feeling satisfied, even when delays occur. Understanding this practice may give you a new perspective the next time your flight lands early, as the schedule predicted it would. 14. Pilots sleeping mid-flight. On long-haul flights, ensuring that pilots are well-rested isn't just a luxury. It's a critical aspect of flight safety. Airlines have strict protocols that allow pilots to take scheduled breaks during the flight. A practice regulated by aviation authorities to prevent fatigue, maintain alertness, and guarantee passenger safety. During these breaks, pilots rest in specially designed areas on the aircraft. Depending on the model, these rest quarters can range from hidden compartments equipped with comfortable beds to reclined seats separated from the cockpit by privacy curtains. These spaces are specifically designed to provide an environment conducive to sleep or relaxation, allowing pilots to recharge before returning to their duties. While one pilot is resting, the flight remains in the capable hands of the co-pilot and advanced autopilot systems. Contrary to popular belief, autopilot technology does much more than keep the aircraft on its designated path. It assists in maintaining altitude, speed, and course with incredible precision, allowing the active pilot to focus on monitoring systems and ensuring smooth operation. However, if any situation requires manual intervention, the co-pilot can promptly step in to manage the aircraft. These rest periods follow strict guidelines to ensure they're always an alert and qualified pilot at the controls. By rotating their duties, pilots remain sharp and ready to handle any challenges that might arise, especially during critical phases like takeoff and landing. This regulated system underscores how aviation prioritizes passenger safety without compromise. Although some passengers might find it surprising to learn that pilots rest mid-flight, this well-structured practice is a testament to the thoughtful design of modern aviation. It ensures that those responsible for operating the aircraft have the rest they need to perform their jobs effectively, making air travel safer and more reliable for everyone. 15 Ghost flights. The term, ghost flights, might sound eerie, but it refers to a very real and somewhat surprising practice in the airline industry. Ghost flights are passengerless or near-empty flights operated by airlines to maintain their allocated takeoff and landing slots at airports. These slots are incredibly valuable and are often governed by strict use-it-or-lose-it rules. If an airline fails to utilize its assigned slots consistently, it risks losing them to competitors under airport regulation. Slot retention is a high priority for airlines due to its operational advantages and competitive edge. Securing prime slots allows airlines to offer convenient flight schedules, attract more passengers, and maintain a strong global presence. Therefore, even flying an empty plane, while expensive, can be a logical decision for an airline trying to safeguard its long-term interests. This practice, however, is not without its drawbacks. Ghost flights are an inefficient use of fuel, contributing to unnecessary carbon emissions and increasing operating costs. Fueling and staffing a plane for minimal or zero passengers often seems wasteful, but for airlines, the potential financial and strategic losses of giving up vital slots outweigh the costs of operating the flight. Occasionally, passengers may find themselves on nearly empty flights, particularly when demand doesn't meet expectations or unforeseen schedule disruptions occur. For these lucky travelers, this means extra space, quicker boarding, and quieter cabins, a rare luxury in modern air travel. While ghost flights highlight the inefficiencies of slot allocation systems, they also emphasize the delicate balancing act airlines face in managing profitability, environmental concerns, and competitive positioning. Industry leaders and regulators continue to discuss ways to reduce the need for such flights, aiming for a more sustainable and efficient way to manage airport slot usage. 16. Avoiding busy arrival bathrooms. After a long flight, one of the first places many travelers head is the nearest restroom. However, bathrooms located directly near arrival gates are often the busiest and least clean areas in the airport, with dozens of passengers from the same flight and neighboring gates converging on these restrooms at the same time. They quickly become overcrowded and messy. The high-traffic nature of these spots means that cleanliness and privacy take a backseat to convenience. To make your post-flight experience more comfortable, consider delaying your bathroom visit by just a few minutes and walking further into the terminal. Most airports are designed with restrooms scattered throughout, including quieter, less frequented areas beyond the arrival gates. These spaces typically see far fewer passengers, making them not only quieter but also cleaner. Restrooms located near lounges, at the far ends of terminals, or in passageways leading to connecting flights are often better options. A short detour to an alternative restroom can also create a more pleasant experience, avoiding long lines and the rushed atmosphere of the ones closest to arrivals. The additional few minutes of walking can help stretch your legs after a flight and provide a moment to regroup before continuing with your trip. Investing just a bit of extra time in locating a less crowded restroom can make an enormous difference. Not only will you likely find cleaner facilities, but you also avoid the frustration of navigating packed spaces, ultimately enhancing the start of your time at your destination. Next time you land, remember that a little patience and strategic thinking can go a long way in making your post-flight routine significantly more pleasant.